Hey everyone, this is my 1969 Ford Highboy. I'm converting it to a Cummins 12 valve. The engine's in 89, so it was non-intercooled. I'm going to convert it to an intercooled engine. I seen another guy's video on YouTube, how he did it, and I just kind of wanted to show that there's more than one way to skin a dead cat. I'm using a 73 to 79 Ford two-wheel drive power steering box. The reason for that is because 78 to 79 just isn't as common. They're getting harder and harder to find. So this way I have a better availability of parts and just seem better to me. Bigger and uglier, but who gives a shit? Steering shaft. Most guys I see that convert power steering, they know they gotta shorten the shaft, and rather than freaking doing what I did here, they'll cut right here in the middle, cut about 4 inches out or whatever it takes to get it lined up, weld it back together or weld a piece of pipe in it. I for one don't like welds, so I just took the clip off of the U-joint here, tore it all apart. I mean, it's just like a pin with a couple little rollers on it on each side. Just took it all out, cut my 4 inches out, drilled a new hole in the shaft for the pin to set in, and just reassembled it. My boot was ripped really bad, so I don't have a boot on it right now. I'm trying to find one, but it's all temporary right now. The clutch master is this off a 85 to 96 Ford pickup Bronco, whatever, with a manual transmission, along with the hose. The slave's just the G360 slave, like they all had, you know, on the G360. Excuse me. I hooked that all up last weekend, had her working, but I tore my pedals out so I could paint them up and make it look nice. But here's my linkage setup. Just a piece of flat strap. It's basically welded flat onto this. I kind of just had the pedal all bolted up with the linkage sitting here, and I cut a piece that I knew would come up to there. I think it was about 11 inches. Cut it and tacked it so it wouldn't go anywhere. Disassembled this whole thing and welded it all up. I ended up welding this piece in here for a support, and then this tin, or whatever the hell you want to call it, sheet metal for a cover, just off a toolbox. It's a lid for my tool cart down at work. It actually ended up working pretty damn good. The throttle is actually out of a 1993 Crown Victoria that I have laying around. We're gonna derby it, but I don't know if that'll happen. Fill hole. Again, this transmission is a G360 two-wheel drive. Nothing fancy. Motor mounts, I bought them. They're the diesel conversion specialist motor mounts. See, I don't have all my bolts in yet, but don't matter. They work alright. However, I can tell you a couple problems with them right now. For one, on their website, they tell you to pound the hell out of the firewall to get the engine in. Stupid shit, I think. Well, what I ended up doing, I wanted the truck taller a little bit anyways. I didn't want to modify the suspension, because I like it to ride nice. I don't want big ass lift kit and all that bullshit. So I put a 3-inch body lift under it. That actually made me a lot of room around my engine. There's a little tiny spot, I don't know if you'll be able to see it with this camera, but the engine hits the firewall. So I will have to pound it a little, but it'll just be like a quarter size dimple in it. I mean, nothing major. It's got the 94 AC compressor on it, because 89s are huge, and I'm not deleting the AC. I'm gonna actually add it on to this truck because I like AC. Okay, transmission. Alright. You can see I slid the cross member back about 10 inches. Just bolted the box plate things back on in right there. Just grade 8 bolts. The reason I did this instead of just bolting directly to the frame, I just wanted more clearance on the cross member like it had from the factory. I don't want it sitting down here and then build up a transmission mount that's way tall. This way I have more room for my drive line, less room to hit it with rocks. It just seemed like a better idea to me. Metal cross member, I haven't heard anybody say about this, but you have to either cut it out, throw it away, or move it back. Mine, I cut it out. I'm gonna move it back, but I don't have a right angle drill yet to get a good hole started in the frame because it's really tight. Kind of dimpled it a little, but I'll just have to borrow a drill and get it drilled out. Also notched this because it was touching the transmission when I had it set up in place, just barely. But I decided to go ahead and just give it a haircut all around. I just cut like a 3/4 of an inch or 1/2 inch out of it, set it down flat, welded it back in. Then right here I just used the leftover pieces from down here, cut them and welded them in. They're welded all around, so they ain't going anywhere. The transmission mounts are just a body mount kit, like an 80s Ford. I had a couple extra ones kicking around, so that's what I used instead of buying some. And the short shaft that goes to the transfer case, it's just what I had built. They took the Dodge yoke on the transmission, or the get rag yoke, whatever you want to call it, and used the same size of tube. They just found a different slip yoke thing, whatever the fuck you want to call it, goes right here, and it's just factory Ford slip right there. Bolts right to the transfer case like it's supposed to. Worked out pretty damn good. I think that costed me like 170 bucks. Better not move it too much though. AutoZone sold me the wrong freaking U-joints for the rear end. They're all these little ones. And the rear of the transfer case, so this little drive line is just kind of sitting here. I put them in and everything like a dumbass. The reason the frame's black is because I started POR 15 on it, but that was stupid because I've been cutting the shit out of it and beating it all up, but it started, I guess. And there she is. It's pretty damn clean. It was an $800 truck for me. Got way more into it than that now. See, the bed ain't lifted yet because I don't know if you can see it, but there's a big ass hole right there. Been on the lookout for a better bed. The only reason the bed's rusted out is because they left a bunch of hay and shit in there and fucked it all up. Hood's really damn clean. Cleanest I've seen for a truck this year. Seats out of a 92 Ford or something like that. I might find something better, but that one was better than what it had when I got it. Tires are Groundhog Q78s. Paid like 200 bucks for them used. Inside is a mess. And this drives me nuts. I wish this wasn't in it, but I'll have to live with it. Leaky bastard. custom cab. This truck's had 3 different sets of mirrors put on it. You can see the stock one there. Just one of them little bulb mirrors, freak sport mirrors, I guess. And they put West Coast mirrors on them once, and they put these ones on, and I don't like them ones. She had spotlights too. It was all custom. That's most of the truck right there. See right here what I'm doing with the radiator. I tried Power Stroke radiator, like a newer Cummins radiator that I got with the package deal. It was in the back of the truck, but nothing had fit between the frame rails. So what I ended up doing was just getting a factory Ford radiator off of eBay that was for a Chevy conversion. It's a 3-row radiator, so I'm hoping it keeps her cool. I already ended up cutting the shit out of this core support trying to get a Power Stroke radiator to fit, but I didn't want to cut the shit out of the frame, so I ended up just building some new brackets to hold the radiator on. They're actually probably a little better than the stock ones. A little hole for my intercooler mount, holes for my intercooler tubes. Grill had a winch on her. I'm gonna put that back. Bumper that I cut the shit out of, I'm probably gonna build something better. Little baby intercooler. It's not much, but better than no intercooler, I think. One good fender. You're gonna have to find another one for replacement. But there she is. Freaking beast. I'm excited. I hope it pulls 20 miles a gallon, no problem. Power steering, your power brakes, a big improvement. Probably gonna ditch the groundhog tires. Get some aluminum slot mag wheels, some decent street tires, and maybe some all-terrains. But hopefully we have her going soon. See, my hose is just a hydraulic hose. I screwed up the steering box already, but I'm hoping that this will seal. I screwed up the threads inside of here. I was trying to put a stock flare fitting on there, and it didn't look like it's fitting, So I kept tightening it like a dumbass, and stripped her out. But I found this pipe thread, ran a tap through it, tapped it, Tefloned it up really good. I'm hoping it'll seal. And down here it's just the Dodge power steering line. We brazed JIC fitting onto it. Hope she holds, because the hydraulic hose really shouldn't burst. Return line is on its way. That's about it. I can't think of anything else to say. Any questions or comments? You know where to do it.